Welcome everybody, I am Mr. Llama and today I am going to be casting a PvP between our red Protoss players spawning down in about the 8 o'clock position and our blue Toss player Axel spawning in the about 2 o'clock position, I'd say. So this is going to be Axel versus Frost. I believe they're both Masters players. I know Axel is, and a lot of you probably know him. He is a caster right now and is actually going to be casting in an upcoming tournament in Austin, I believe. I'm not sure what the tournament name is actually. It slipped my mind. So both players opening up right now, pretty standard with their pylons right here. They're just going to put them around their nexus, probably build little walls or something like that, as I know that's what Axel does like to do. And happy new patch day, everybody. It is Tuesday the 21st, and they did come out with the new patch. So for Protoss players, that is going to affect their Phoenix play. We'll get back into that. But there is the play that is going to change for our Terran players. Ghost Snipe is dropped from 45 damage to 25, as well as Terran is getting a mule change, where whatever minerals they mine, it only brings back 30 minerals per patch. So gold or regular mineral fields will give the same amount, and this is just, I guess, to prevent Terran players from getting huge advantages from dropping mules at a gold, which I guess Blizzard felt was a little bit of an income advantage there. So we do see standard openings here from both players, getting those gateways and gases. You're going to see the second pylon come down, yes, right here, and it looks like our red player Frost is going to be slightly late with his second pylon there. So there we go, he's just going to drop it a tiny bit later. We do see right now that nothing different. So both players have scouted each other. And where did Red's pylon go? Was Axel able to kill it? Yes, I believe he was. So Axel, yes, he is going to be a little bit ahead in those harvesters, as he was able to pick off that scouting probe right there. And both players throwing down that cybernetics core. So very standard play. We do see a second gas coming down here from Axel, so it looks like he is going to be teching up a little bit earlier. Maybe get some immortals, get a sentry, something along those lines. And something that I'm very interested in with PvP, recently I was watching the GSL, I believe it was Game 2, where MC was playing Genius, and it was a PvP, and both players got to max armies and were able to fight it out. And that was just something I don't think I'd ever really seen. So rare to see max armies in PvP. Usually you see it ending a lot earlier than that, with somebody expanding somewhere and getting taken out, or some sort of other play. But it looks like we do have the first unit out right now. It is a Zealot for Axel, and we do have also a Stalker on the way for Axel. In the meantime, Frost is going to go ahead and get out a Sentry first. So it looks like he is going... Oh, he does have that Zealot out, sorry. So he's getting out a Sentry second there, and it looks like he's going to have that energy building up, and he does have a second Sentry coming out also. So he definitely is going to do some sort of tech, something like that in his base. Maybe get an expansion here and just have those force fields ready, because 2 sentries is a lot of energy and weak units though at the very beginning. So he is going to throw something up here, and yes, it is a robo. He does go 2-gate robo. In the meantime, we do have Axel throwing up his... Jeez, Axel has a lot of those going on. So Axel going into a 3-gate robo actually. And yes, so it is going to be 2-gate robo versus 3-gate robo. And it looks like our Frost player is just going to be a little bit delayed in all of his buildings there. So he was able to pump out a few more harvesters than Axel. And Axel is actually not producing probes. There we go. He just had a slight no probe time. But here we go. He does have his observer out at the moment. So he's going to use that to go around and scout out his opponent's base. And he will see that it is simply 2-gate robo at the moment. So 2 sentries and a Zealot. Axel is able to scout that out, so now he has to wonder what is going on, and he is definitely going to be interested to bring in that observer. And we do have 3 sentries here, so very defensive play from our Protoss player Frost here. And we'll have to see if Axel is going to make some sort of move. But no, it looks like he as well has pumped in 2 sentries, but he is producing 3 Zealots here. So it looks like he is going to be a little bit more aggressive, and Axel does have another building going up, a robotic space, so going for fast Colossus there. At the 7-minute mark, it is already halfway done. So Axel looking to definitely make some sort of move here. Probably going to push out once he gets a couple of Colossus, and that will give him the advantage in terms of Colossus. I still have yet to see what our red player here is going to do. Frost, he has not thrown up any additional tech yet. He is pumping out an Immortal, but I am very curious. Only 2-gate Robo, so is he going to expand? He does have 200 gas saved up, and Axel going ahead and get that extended thermal lance upgrade, and here we go. It looks like our red player is going to show us what he is going to do with this probe, possibly, and he throws down a Stargate. So Axel going to be able to scout that out with his observer. That is huge for him. So it looks like he is probably be going into some sort of Phoenix play, as that is very popular nowadays, but it's usually some sort of 4-gate Phoenix, something like that. So he does get out that 3rd gate right now. So 3-gate Phoenix Robo coming out from our red player, and he is going to get another observer. So I believe Axel must have sniped his other observer. Yes, I would imagine that's what this little troop is doing right now. And Axel going to go ahead and take an expansion because he knows that Frost does not have another observer out, so he is not going to see this for a while and is going to be too late. Axel is trying to build up his economy here, but if Frost can make a push at the right time here, Axel will not have the units to defend it. Axel does have Colossus though, and that is going to give him a slight advantage, but Phoenix are on the way for our Protoss player Frost, so that can counter that. And we do have another Immortal on the way, and we just do not see any scouting though from our red player. Has he sent another observer over there yet? I don't believe he has. So here we go. He's gonna use that Phoenix to scout, and yeah, he has not seen anything for a lot of minutes. That is his view right now. So this Phoenix is going to be in for a nice little surprise right here, as he is going to see, oh hey, we do have a Nexus coming out. So that is already going to be finished by the time he does scout this out. And right now, yes, he finally does scout it. So now you have to wonder, is he going to expand behind this as well and try and take his own economy, or build up his economy as well, or is he going to try and push? And he does get a Void Ray out as a second unit there, so definitely going for a stronger attack group right here. And here we go, he is going to push out with this force. He has 3 Immortals, he has that Void Ray, and Axel looks like he is going to be in some trouble here, as he does not have the units to deal with this army. It looks like he does have units running all over his base though, so he is trying to protect from any sort of observer coming in, but our Protoss player Frost has already seen this composition here. And we do have a forge going down from Axel, so it looks like he does have some extra gas. Gonna go ahead and start investing in upgrades, but he is going to have to do something about this army, as our red player is expanding. So this is not going to be an all-in. He is not going to bring a forward probe to set a forward pylon. He's just going to go in, try and snipe that off. And here we go, the Colossus is hitting from behind. There are 2 Colossus. Void Ray does not have much to charge up on. The Immortals here are going to try and push in, but they are not getting many shots off from behind, and a wall does go down there at that ramp, and the Colossus are just going to pick away. They do have that thermal lance, and oh, one of the sentries is able to get sniped there, and so there are no more sentries to do any damage, but it looks like Axel is going to be able to clean this up pretty well. He just has to finish off these Immortals before they can take out the opponent's Stalkers here. And oh, it's trying to focus down the Colossus. One Colossus does go down, but there are enough units right here for Axel that he will be able to clean this up. He did lose a lot of probes though from those Zealots in the back, and it looks like those probes is going to get stuck right there, and these Stalkers are just going to go ahead and die. So good attack there. He was able to kill off a lot of Axel's probes, and in the meantime he does get his expansion down, so he is going to build up his economy now. Axel is aware of this expansion, as he does have great vision with that observer. And a few more probes. So right now I would say that the lead is going to be in Frost's favor at the moment, although he is a little behind. He does not have that Colossus tech, so he is behind in that sense, but he does have Stargate tech, which Axel does not have, so it's just a little bit different composition. But he does have those extra harvesters right now, and that is big, especially in PvP. If you can get 4, 5, 6, he had like an 8 harvester lead at one point. So Axel going to go ahead and be using his Chrono Boost, I believe, on his Nexus there. No, not at the moment. So I believe he was chrono boosting it out though to slightly catch up though again. And we do have in our production tab, we do have Protoss ground weapons level 1 going down for Axel, so that is going to give him the upgrade advantage. And are we going to see some sort of timing push coming behind that? I am not sure, because he may have been thinking to do that before that attack came in, but now it looks like he is going to be a little bit low on units to really make a push, as he does only have 1 Colossus. Okay, 2 Colossus almost out. So here we go. We do see Axel throwing down a Twilight Council. So is he going to move into some sort of Blink Stalker? He does have a lot of Stalkers in his current composition, so maybe Stalker, maybe Charge Lot, something along those lines. We'll have to see how that does play out. He does throw down a couple more gates, as he is getting that higher income at the moment. And Axel's income actually higher despite having less probes. So, okay, there we go. And now it's kind of balancing out. We do have another observer coming out, and so Axel's observer is going to be sniped if he does leave us here. From these Void Rays, I would assume they would be able to take it out, unless this observer is able to get away. But in the meantime, we do have Protoss ground armor level 1, and is this observer going to get sniped? Yes. Yes, it is. So Axel going to lose vision there, but he was able to see that army for a long time. He knows his opponent has only Zealots there, Void Rays, and Immortals, so can't really do too much against air, but a very strong ground force, and Axel does not have any Stargate to combat with that. And yes, out of that Twilight Council, we are seeing charge right now, and we do have a Templar Archives going down, so it looks like Axel going to transition into some sort of Archon play, I would imagine, as he did see all of those Zealots and Archons very good against melee units there. So a few Stalkers going to go ahead and blink in, or not blink in here, but warp in. And what do we see coming down? We do have a Twilight Council coming down now for our red player Frost. So I would imagine that he is now going to transition into Charge Lock, considering he does have 10 Zealots there in his army. And they will be a lot more effective if they do have that charge upgrade. High Templar being warped in for Axel. Is he going to start getting Psystorm? Yes, he is. So we do have Psystorm on the way for Axel. Very interesting choice there, especially if these are charge lots. They will be able to charge up right to his army, so dealing some damage there may be difficult for him. He is going to have to get off those storms before those Zealots can charge into anything, or he is going to end up charging his own army. And we do see that our Frost player is going to go ahead and make a second attack. He is in the lead right now. He does have that lead in supply by about 15 supply. And is he going to bring a forward pylon? No, it's not. He is going to go ahead and expand behind this. And we do have a pylon here, though, from Axel that was hidden a while ago. So is he going to use this to go ahead and abuse that when he does see his that Frost player move out? That could be huge. And we do see this expansion as well going down from Axel. Another observer going to go ahead and come down and check out this army. Always a smart play. He wants to see what exactly, how many Void Rays, if he has continued investing in those, if he started to move into Colossus, something like that. Maybe he's starting to make a Death Ball. And this is moving into that sort of MC versus Genius game that I was talking about at the beginning of the game, where we are starting to see armies getting closer to maxed, and I am very excited about this. Charge almost done now, and we do have weapons level 2 going down for Axel. So those upgrades could play a huge part later in the game. Right now, as we see no upgrades right now for our Frost player. Axel's expansion is going to finish a little bit earlier than our Protoss player Frost here, so he is going to get the jump on that. Does not have any of these probes transferred yet. That would be a good move, as there we go. And right as I say it, he goes ahead and moves some of those probes, so that is going to give him a big income boost, as Frost has already mined out of his second, and he is just now transferring as well. So both players going to be transferring to their thirds. Axel is starting to catch up in the supply here, but he does have a lot of gas saved up, so I'm very interested to see what he's going to do. Probably warp in a lot more Templar, and yes, there we go. He is going to warp in those High Templar. He does have another Colossus out, so 4 Colossus on the field for our Axel player right here, as well as 6 High Templar, and he does have 3 Archons as well. So that is going to be big damage there against those Zealots, but I believe the Immortals versus Armored, yes. Archons are armored, of course, I believe. Maybe not. Maybe Archons are not armored. It doesn't look like they are, actually. So that is something that I need to learn before I talk about it too much, and that is probably a huge part of PvP. So Immortals versus Archons, if they are not armored, that is going to negate a lot of damage, and Axel might have known that. That might have been why he went into that High Templar tech when he did see that Zealot Immortal composition. And we do here now have Frost with his Archons. He does not have Psystorm yet, so it looks like he is simply getting those Archons, but he is chrono boosting out these upgrades, so he is looking to catch up. Axel now starting his level 2, so he does have this advantage right now with his upgrades, but he has not pushed on that advantage, and it looks like while he could have pushed before and had a huge advantage, now it is going to be cut in half by that chrono boost over there from our red player Frost. We do see 5 gateways, and the Zealots did come in here and were able to do some damage to this third here. I'm sorry I missed that. There was that pylon. In the meantime, we do have a Warpin though coming from Axel, and these Zealots are going to be able to kill off these Stalkers, I would imagine, unless he micros them away well. Axel going to go ahead and focus 3 of those Zealots though down on Frost Temple Archives. It does not look like it is going to be enough though to take it out, as he should be able to clean this up before they do damage. Axel is able to kill off a few of the probes there though, and how many workers killed does he end up getting? He ends up getting 14 workers killed, so he killed a lot of probes over there. I'm sorry I missed it, but Axel in the meantime, while he's pulling all that harass, is able to throw up this fourth, and he still has this proxy pylon over here that has not been scouted out by our red player Frost. So Axel looking to start taking the lead here, as he does get that supply advantage. He does have the upgrade advantage, though it has disintegrated actually. And all of a sudden Frost is back, is almost, okay no, so Axel still does have a slight upgrade advantage here. It is going to be 2-2 versus 1-1. Not exactly what it was before, but we do have Protoss level 2 starting, or almost finishing up for Frost here, so if Axel does not take advantage of this, he is going to be in trouble. In the meantime, we do have a Stargate going down right now for Axel, so it looks like he is going to try and transition into that Death Ball, probably get a few Void Rays into his army just to finish off that composition. And Axel trying to come in here and do a little bit more damage. He is unable to kill any workers though, as that pylon was destroyed, so he is just going to bring those Zealots back into his army, and in fact he's just going to run them all the way back. Axel coming down though, he does Frost does not have vision of this though, and Axel checking for this fourth here, seeing that there is no fourth, but a fourth is going to be put up right as Axel is coming over, and we do look like Frost is seeing Axel though, and this is going to be a big engagement right here. This is going to be 2 maxed armies fighting each other. Axel looks like he gets the jump. Great storms going off. All of the Zealots going to be taken out there, and Axel is just winning this fight. He is dominating. He had such a better concave coming into that fight. All of his storms were able to get off, knocking out all the shields on those Void Rays there, taking out almost all of the Zealots for our red player, and Axel here is going to go ahead and take out this force, but all of his High Templars are stuck over there, and they are just going to get... Oh, it is very difficult to see what exactly is happening. All the storms have been used. Axel is morphing morphing more Archons from those High Templars, and these Colossus, 5 Colossus, are just tearing up this army though. The Archons are tearing away at those Void Rays, and it looks like Axel is going to easily clean up that army composition, as he does get the Bear Concave, and he is able to focus down all of those Void Rays very easily, while his Colossus in the back sat untouched. So no Phoenix or anything there from our Frost player, and he is unable to take out those Colossus, and 5 Colossus wailing away at your army is just too much. And we do see Axel here coming in, and he is going to start taking out this third base. This is pretty much all that Frost has left for income, so if he is unable to defend this, it is going to be extremely difficult for him to get back into the game here. Axel continuing to push in, and it looks like he is just going to push straight into the second here after he takes out this third. And Frost does not have much. He has some Zealots, but Zealots versus a large army of Archon Colossus is not the best composition. So a few probes going to go ahead and not go into their death, and it looks like Axel is going to back up. He does not want to have to fight up that small choke. Instead, he is going to come over here, and it looks like his Colossus are going to be slightly out of position. And are these Chargelets going to be able to do any damage here? They are charging in, but that is so many Colossus, and he is able to micro back and let the Archons take care of everything. These Immortals are going to start taking out these Stalkers though, but here we go. GG, well played. Axel able to finish up that army. And he does have that fourth base over that third base, which is just being restarted for Frost. So GG, well played, well won by Axel there. He had the upgrade advantage for a little bit, did not use it, but he was able to come in, get a better position here, and just get clutch storms off that our red player was unable to muster out from his. So while Frost dropped some storms on top of the Zealots, Axel was able to storm the entire army, get those Void Rays because they were on top of all of the units, and that was enough to force Frost into a bad position. GG, well won, Mr. Llama out.